Only touch greatness.
Hey, I'm John Whipple. I play for the U.S. NTDP U17 team. I'm eligible for the 2024 draft, and I'm coming up on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
The mayor of C-Town, Ryan Hayes, and his big name guest.
From the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2
shot,
feet.
Whipple scored.
Vancouver, BC is a part of me. I'm from Van City, grew up in Vancouver. Way back when we was taking taxis, not Ubers. We was being young, living life
Back
to
on
the
the left point,
fullest.
John
Doing
Whipple
dumb things,
walks
thinking
the line,
we was
looks for a shot, didn't take the shot, block by Danilo, and they score! On a rebound, Whipple took the original shot.
I let my hair grow long and I was getting braids. Yeah, and then I cut it all off. I was hustling cause that's how I was brought up. I was deep in the streets, I was getting caught up. Thank God RCMP
One defenseman back, one forward back. Here's Whipple coming in. Got the shot, scores! Happy birthday, John Whipple!
Ain't a damn thing changed. Vancouver, BC's where I learned the game. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. Yeah, now I'm all grown up, man, I'm 36. Now I'm a grown man, hit this bitch. Life's a bitch, and I swear I've been through some shit. And I'm still steady hustling and getting it. Only difference is now everything is legal. Living positive, I learned how to fight the evil. I cried when I lost my little brother. Even though he gone forever, he will never be forgotten. Nah, trying to get mine, thanking God every day, thankful I'm alive. Yeah, I thank God I survived, and I made it from the bottom where it's hard to live life. Yeah, my love for God never changed. Vancouver, BC's where I learned to pray. No matter where I call home or where I sleep, I will forever be from the streets of the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. No matter where I call home.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Say Hayes sent you.
Scan the code and follow. Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes.
So we'll get started. I'm Ryan, by the way, up here in Vancouver. We briefly almost got to meet at the U17s. We crossed paths but never actually shook hands.
Yeah.
Born in New Jersey, grew up in Minnesota. What was childhood like for you growing up?
Growing up in New Jersey, I mean, obviously it's nothing like Minnesota as far as the hockey market goes. So it's a lot of like lacrosse and, soccer and, all the sports you play as you're a kid. But, it was mostly lacrosse, golf, and hockey growing up. And then, eventually I got into hockey a little more seriously, when I was around like 10 and, had to kind of drop those other sports as, it got a little more strict with scheduling and stuff. So it was fun. It was fun playing a lot of sports, just being a kid and having fun with it.
And is that when you moved to Minnesota to pursue hockey?
My mom grew up in Minnesota, so we had a lot of family here, there. So, yeah, I mean, it was the hockey, the quality of life, it's just so awesome being there. And, everybody plays hockey, so there's no better place to live than Minnesota if you're, a guy chasing a hockey dream. So it's an awesome place.
That's just it. I always think of Minnesota or Michigan as your two states that you're going. If you're going to be an American hockey player, those are where you want to go.
Yeah, 100%.
And of course, or Brock Besser, my jersey on the wall here. He's a Minnesota guy.
He's a Minnesota guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
January 20th birthday. That make you a Capricorn?
Yep. Sorry?
Does that make you a? Is this? No, you don't know. I'm January 14th, so I'm a Capricorn. So
nice. Maybe we're Capricorn buddies then.
Yeah. Who were some of your early influences when you were growing up, and who really helped you pursue it? And when did you start taking it serious, like a career?
when you're little, you kind of look at those guys 5, 6 years older than you, even if they're not studs, they're just like, the guys that you kind of see around every day. For me, it's, I was with, I went to a K through 8 school, and, a couple of guys were in 8th grade when I was in, 3rd or 4th grade, and they made the NTDP, their sophomore year of high school. And, I kind of looked up to them, and, that's when I first kind of, found out about the program, and really just made that my goal. But, I looked up to those, guys 5, 6 years older than me, and always just wanted to be them, and, watch them at the local rink and things like that. So I think that really pushed me to, want to pursue hockey.
Was there one like sports hero, maybe a pro? Like,
I've always liked Charlie McAvoy. He's just, an unreal defenseman, not just offensive, but, he hammers guys too, which I think is sweet. You don't really see that every day. Those smooth skating offensive guys who can, hammer guys on the back end as well. So he was always an idol for me. And, being in New Jersey, I always liked, all the Devils guys too. So, yeah.
Okay. If you were having a dream dinner party and you could invite 3 famous people, dead or alive, where are you bringing?
I got to go Bobby Orr, Derek Jeter, and Eli Manning.
Okay, sweet.
Those are the 3.
Yeah, those are 3 good ones. I always go Tupac, Seth Rogen would be my comedian because he's from Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then maybe like I always think of some eye candy, like some like Paulina Gretzky or something, but
yeah,
Mila Kunis maybe. I don't know.
Somebody good looking.
Something better looking than me,
Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's good to get some girls in there too.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Nothing crazy. I like to think I'm pretty good at Xbox, but that's about it. I'm a pretty standard guy.
Okay, what's your go-to game for Xbox then?
Kind of switches, depends on what the boys are playing. Right now it's chill. We're all kind of firing up our Hockey Ultimate teams. So I've been spending a little too much time on that. Sometimes it's Call of Duty with my brother. It just kind of depends on, what everybody's playing.
Right on cue. My next question was about the older brother, Alec. Plays up here in Trail in the BCHL.
Yeah.
How were the mini sticks games growing up with him back in the day?
They were great. We'd always, some wrestling matches here and there. We were super competitive. Everything we did, we'd go to a hockey game and get back, and he'd throw me in net and, just fire balls at me. I think that's where it started. We kind of just competed with each other all the way up, whether it was horse, mini sticks, stuff outside of hockey like ping pong. I think, that's where we really started to compete and find the love for certain things that we obviously are pursuing now. So, I mean, he's been a huge piece of, just me and becoming who I am today. And, he's just a great older brother. And it's great to see him, following his dream up in BC and, doing his thing. So.
Yeah. How's he doing this year? Having a good year?
Yeah, he is. He's been loving it. I think he's, found a lot of good buddies up there. And, obviously growing up in the States, it's, pretty different. But, I think he likes the mountains. He likes outdoors. And I think, BC is one of those spots. It's just beautiful. And, yeah, I think he's really loving it. Trail's a good spot. So it's been good.
Played hockey at Shattuck St. Mary's. Great school. We've interviewed tons of people over the years. Yeah. What's one thing that stands out that they've really taught you?
I think it's just managing. You're on a really tight schedule there. You wake up at 7 and you go to breakfast and you do your day at school, and then you go right to practice, and then it's dinner and, homework. So it's a lot of managing and, learn how to go on the road. And, it's just an awesome place, and, it's just such a great school, and, it's such a special opportunity to be able to go there. So I just feel super blessed that, I was able to go there.
Yeah, you must have played with Macklin too, Celebrini, a guest of the show.
Yeah, Mac was my roommate actually.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, good kid, man. Was he super nice?
Yeah, he's a beauty.
He's definitely a beauty. He was a stud. It's too bad he got sick of that U17s. I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I don't know what he came down with. That was unfortunate, but
Yeah,
definitely made it look easy for our team.
you guys battle against him too, being now that he's with the Steel.
Yeah, we've had some good games.
And you're off to a heck of a year. Of course, the U17s we talked about in Langley and that tournament where you guys pulled in the gold. You also captured gold in January in Switzerland.
Yeah.
What's it like throwing on that U.S. jersey, and how does that feel?
It's pretty cliche to say there's nothing like it, but there really is. It's just a really insane opportunity to be able to throw on your country's colors with 20 of your closest friends and competing to beat other countries and win gold. We've had a ton of international success, and we've got a great group, and we've really learned how to play together, and I think our chemistry and just like learning to play for each other, it's just been unreal. And I've just been super blessed to be a part of this team. I think we're going to do a lot of special things here in the near future, and and beyond, and whatever it may be. So it's been awesome.
How awesome is the gold medals?
We've got we went to the challenge and we got one, but we went to Switzerland and we didn't really get anything to come home with. Yeah.
Oh, really?
All right. Yeah. No, not a trophy or anything, but
but you still won first place.
Yeah, we actually just got back from Switzerland a couple of days ago, for the second time.
Oh.
Didn't come home with any hardware that time either, but it's all good.
Like, okay, but you still win the tournament, but just like
No,
okay.
No, we won, but no medals or anything, but a little team picture and some hugs after the game, and that was it.
Okay, good. I was worried I had the stats wrong.
No.
Okay, good.
14.
And was that your first time? Was that your first time up in the Vancouver area when you came for the U17s?
Yeah. I'd always go to Toronto when I was younger, just being on the East Coast. But that was my first time over there. Super impressed by everything. So it was awesome.
Yeah, you guys had a good week out here. It was actually sunny those weeks.
Yeah, it was sweet. It was long. We were there for it was 2 weeks. So
yeah,
it was fun though. It's the best hockey I've ever been a part of, and it's just so cool to play against those other countries for the first time.
Well, that's for sure. I mean, I won player of the game or fan of the game at the gold medal game too. Yeah, because I had my Canada Don Cherry suit on. I would probably drop the picture in right here, but
that's unreal. I love it.
Yeah, it works out. It was pretty good. I had a great tournament. I was there both Fridays, Saturdays, both weeks, watching all the games. If this stat is correct, you were drafted 6th overall to Swift Current Broncos. What made you choose to go the other route?
Just growing up in the States, you always, you're always looking at college hockey, not as much major junior. And I think just my family, we're pretty, my parents are big into the education piece and, school. They were always pushing us to do well in school when we were younger too. So I think, I wanted to, get a college education. And so if hockey, doesn't work out, then, I've got plan B, but, I was super, super lucky to get drafted by an organization like Swift Current. And, as high as they took me, I was, really thankful for that. And, it was super cool, opportunity to get drafted. So it was fun, but yeah, I know college has always been the goal for me. So yeah.
That's for sure. And Swift Current has a bunch of beauties on that team. Friends of mine.
Oh yeah, a bunch of beauties.
I've interviewed, that's the one team that I feel like I've interviewed everybody on the team pretty much.
That's awesome.
You've basically said Minnesota is where you're heading. What made you choose there? This is like the one time that we always say this is like the one time that you guys get to choose where you're going to go as opposed to being drafted somewhere and then traded somewhere.
Right. Actually, when I was in New Jersey, I didn't really. I was more into like the Eastern schools and like the Bostons and things like that. But I mean, once you go to Minnesota, you kind of learn that everybody. It's all about the Gophers. It's all about U of M hockey. So my first couple of years there, I kind of got on the train for that and watched a lot of their games and went to Mariucci, their rink, and got on campus and kind of fell in love with it really fast. And when I got the call from the Gophers, I was just so excited. And my mom growing up in Minnesota, she'd always tell me about how awesome it was to be a Gopher and things like that. So I was super lucky to have the chance to commit there, and I'm looking forward to that.
Probably pretty pumped that your buddy Cole's going with you as well.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I got another buddy on my team, Brody Zemer, too.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yep. Yeah.
So how are you preparing? I know it's a year away with the 2024 draft. How are you looking and preparing and setting some goals this year or what?
I think this year it's more about, finding what you're good at and, what, how you fit in the team. Not so much looking at the draft. Obviously, it's always in the back of your mind pushing you, but I think I'm just focusing on rounding out my game and just learning everything I can from the coaching, because it's you don't experience these 2 years. It's just once in a lifetime opportunity. So I think just learning to let your guard down and let the coaches take over has been huge for me, and just coming to the rink with an open mind, knowing there's always something to improve on. So I think just that this year, and then next year worry more about the draft, but just keep playing my game and see where it takes me. But there's only so much I can control.
Yeah, you don't have to say which school or which teams or anything, but have any teams reach out to you?
No teams really reach out. Your first year, next year is really the big year. Yeah.
Okay. And I got a couple draft questions while we're talking draft. So if you were an animal, what animal would you be?
I think a bear. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Just kind of run show in the jungle, and everybody's scared of you, and you're just a big beast. And I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Okay. I always go with a dolphin because I look like a dolphin because I got no hair. I got no hair in the nose, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. The another one they always ask is if there was $100 bill in the toilet and a $20 bill on the counter, what bill are you going for?
Is there something in the toilet?
We don't know. I don't know. Cole Perfetti told us this one, so.
Assuming we can, dry the $100 bill, I think I'm gonna go for that. But, I definitely don't want to end up with anything, I don't want on my hand. But I think I'm gonna go for the hundo.
That's the correct answer there, buds. They want to know that you're getting the hands dirty.
Yeah.
And if you really gotta ever get that question, maybe you take both.
Yeah, right. I'll go for the toilet and then grab the one on the sink on the way out.
That's for sure. What are some of your hobbies outside of hockey?
Hanging with the guys, going to eat. The boys love Chipotle. So we do that. And then, in the summer, I love to golf. And I live, close to a lake in Minnesota. So, go out on the boat and, surf and fish and swim. So, spend time outdoors and play golf and, hang out with the guys. So, yeah.
I was going to ask you about that. I seen your Twitter picture has you on the boat, and last night with the Valentine's Day, you guys had the picture on the boat. So you spend a lot of time then in the summertime out there. Is it wake surfing you do, or is it?
Yeah, it's wake surfing. There's a lot you can do, but wake surfing is, me and my buddies have the most fun doing, so we do that.
Yeah, I could always two ski. I always had to do two skis. I learned over the years to drop it to one ski. It's been 25, 30 years since I ever did that again. But I feel like we actually, when we were younger, we had wakeboarding where you actually pulled yourself behind the boat on the rope.
Oh, yeah.
Do they still do that?
Yeah, big time.
Oh, okay.
Surfing's like the new thing, though, I guess.
Yeah.
I like to tube. Oh, do you like tubing?
Yeah, I like tubing. Yeah,
Yeah, we can go tubing together sometime.
yeah. They always throw. They always try to throw me off though. Anytime I have a boat with my friends have a boat, they're like, get out there on the tube, and they're trying to throw me into the water.
Yeah, it's gruesome sometimes for sure.
Yeah. Okay. If some teams do a rookie initiation or a team idol, if you had to sing one karaoke song, what song do you sing?
Probably some country song. I know a lot of country songs. Probably something Morgan Wallen. Or like old school, like Take Me Home, Country Roads, Little John Denver. Something simple like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You is it so country's your go-to music then?
Yeah, I like country, house music. Gotten into that this year a little bit. A little rap in there, but a lot of country.
Okay, one of the questions I had later on is like, what would we find on your playlist?
Yeah, like I said, a lot of country, Morgan Wallen, Zach Bryan, and then house. There's a bunch of different certain songs. So
couple other beauties I've interviewed on your team, obviously EJ Emery and Logan Hensler. What's it like being around those guys every day?
Obviously two great guys. And it's fun to be around them, and they obviously help push me being the two great players they are. So it's fun going to the rink every day and competing with them. So super thankful to have them in my life.
Who's the team DJ?
We've got we can't bring our phones in the lock. We leave our phones outside of the locker room just so we can spend strict time with the guys and no funny business. So we've got like an iPad there connected to the speakers. So a guy will just walk up to the iPad and throw a song on, and hopefully it's a good one. If it's not, then we make sure they don't do that again. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. I like that from team building perspective that you actually have to leave the phones inside the dressing room.
Yeah, at first I didn't know what I thought about it, but now I think it's it's important, and it's brought us closer, and a lot of good conversations going on in there.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to bust the chops of a guy that puts on a crappy song.
Yeah, right.
Do you have a dream venue you wish to play in one day?
Madison Square Garden for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Americans always say that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite road stadium that you play in now?
The boys like going to Muskegon. We haven't been to that many rinks, but we like going to Muskegon. It's a cozy little rink. It smells like popcorn, and the concessions are like right there, so it's fun to go there. But when I was a kid, I went to that Pee Wee Quebec tournament. Yep. So that was obviously a favorite for me.
Didn't you just score your first goal on your birthday in Muskegon? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, we were actually at home here, but yeah, that was pretty funny on my birthday. It was cool.
That's good. I'm dropping that highlight in right there. So
yeah, it was fun.
All right. Do you collect anything outside, or collect anything?
I like shoes. I'm a shoe guy. I like to collect as many of those as I can, and hats. Just a lot of clothing stuff. Nothing like crazy like cards or anything.
What's your shoe collection? You like Jordans, or what is that? What's your brands?
I like Nike Dunks. I think those are sweet. I like those, and obviously some other stuff like some Stan Smiths and other stuff. Some Jordans too.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any pregame rituals?
I go to Starbucks before every game, and get a little coffee, get some caffeine in me, and nothing crazy. Just stretch, listen to some tunes, keep it light for the most part. Don't get too sucked into that stuff.
Perfect. That's a good answer because, if you start putting yourself on these rituals that you have to do each game, it'll throw your game off. If somebody pulls in front of you and you miss the light, all of a sudden your day's thrown off.
I know.
That's one thing the pros always told us through interviewing is that, try not to get the rituals into your head.
Yeah. Yeah, I think keeping it simple is the way to go.
Yep. What makes you the best choice for my Vancouver Canucks?
On the ice, I think, I am a smooth skater. I think I can, break pucks out. I can make plays and, just play physical as well and, get on the score sheet every now and then too. So I think, just kind of bringing a 200-foot game. Yeah.
I see you're wearing that beauty number 43 on Team USA, which good boy Quinn Hughes obviously has had, and Luke's had, I guess. But Quinn being the Vancouver guy, and we're on the rebuild in Vancouver. But next year's draft, I've got you circled as one of these D-men. We need to be grabbing.
I love it. That'd be sweet.
What's your stick tape and go-to Gatorade color?
Stick tape. I actually recently switched to white. I had a few, good games with some points with white tape, so I switched over to that. I've been black for like all my life, but made a little transition to white. So that's been going good. And Gatorade, I think yellow. I don't drink a whole lot of Gatorade. I like water and vitamin water, but when I do get the Gator on me, I think it's yellow or blue. Depends on the day, really. What's there too?
You got a go-to Selly?
Sometimes I'm, too excited. I don't really think to Selly right away. I'm sure if I was a forward, I'd have more in the repertoire, but, I think just throw the stick in there and hug the boys and, keep it simple.
Yeah, I'm out at beer league doing the "You Can't See Me" like John Cena. Yeah,
maybe I should do that.
Yeah, you should. I never remember when you do it. Remember where you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm out there at beer league doing that, throwing hip checks in beer league, and the people just hate me.
I love it.
Yeah, they hate me. What do you look for in a good coach?
I think it's super key to have, relationships with the guys. I think, when you're a player, there's no better feeling than, having a good relationship with your coach. So I think, it starts with a relationship and, just both having an honest relationship and, just trust. I think trust is huge, especially for the player to, trust what the coach is saying. It makes it a lot easier for you to develop. So I think just a trusting, honest coach who, is, wanting to develop you and get you better. So, yeah, I think that's key.
What's your personal highlight so far?
What do you
like your favorite moment? Some people say the goal they scored, or some people say winning a tournament, or being drafted to a certain team.
Committing to school is a pretty big one. Making the national team was huge too. This year winning the challenge. There's a lot of things that I've been, super, super blessed to have happen. I don't really have one that stands out.
Okay. What's one obstacle you had to overcome to get to where you are today?
I think, just being uncomfortable. I think, moving from New Jersey to Minnesota was hard. Into a whole new environment, making new buds, trying to make this, new team, and then, leaving home to go to Shattuck, and obviously Shattuck to here. I've been away from home for a little while now. So I think, learning to mature a little faster than, others would, staying home for high school. So I think just, probably the maturity piece and, learning how to live away, but at the same time, chase your dreams. So, I think, that's been a little obstacle I've had to work to overcome.
You have a favorite sports franchise? It doesn't have to be hockey.
I like the Giants. I mean, this year we had a pretty good year.
Yeah, you did. Danny Dimes is out there looking like a beauty. I had him. He's so underrated.
Yeah, I know. And Saquon's out there, just
Yeah.
trying guys and whatever. So I think I like the Giants. We've had a tough stretch, but it's been fun to watch them, and the Rangers. Those are two. I think New York's just such a great sports city, and I love how they just get so much love, and all their games are packed, and there's two great franchises.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've always had a big thing for the Giants. I was an Odell super fan, so I always loved it ever since that catch propelled me to the fantasy football playoffs.
Oh yeah, that was sweet. I remember watching that.
Yeah, and of course Saquon won me a league this year. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, did he? I think I had him too. I took him for
Yeah.
overall.
So you play fantasy football too?
Yeah, we got a little fantasy football going on our team.
Sweet. How important is a young athlete's social media? Like the things that they post?
That's a good one. I think I think especially when you're younger, I think just like watching, how the pros handle their social media is huge. Seeing that, they're not, posting all about themselves and how sweet they are. They're just, just being normal guys on there, not trying to be too cocky or, post anything that could be taken the wrong way, whether that's like politics or, things like that can, have, people have something against you. And that's what it may be. So I think just being as neutral as possible on whatever it is. I think just being mature with it. I think, a lot of kids get, caught doing stuff they shouldn't do on apps like Snapchat. So I think, it's just about doing the right thing and, being mature about it.
Great answer. We always say that we had a football player that's like definitely going in the top 5 next year. He told us he doesn't post anything that his grandma wouldn't like. Like,
yeah,
if you follow your grandma on social media and she's seeing those things, you definitely can't post anything bad. So just always think of that. You don't know 10 years down the road, someone might find that offensive.
Right.
So just
it's
always stay good, bud.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite sports movie?
Remember the Titans.
Okay.
I think that's an unbelievable one. Just seeing how those guys come together. I mean, the music, everything about it. I think it's just such a great movie.
How many times have you seen The Miracle?
Oh,
yeah, right.
Oh, so many. It's always good though. It always gets me fired up. I think I watch it before a lot of international competition. It just gets me pumped to throw on the jersey. So,
if you could take a time machine at any era, where would you want to go? It can go forward too.
I've thought about this a lot. I think I'd go back to when my parents were younger, and see what they were up to, and just compare my life to theirs, and chirp them when I came back and things like that.
Okay. Before we get to these quick response, funny questions, what makes a good captain?
I think, like I said earlier, trust. I think, the guys around the locker room, if they can trust you that, you're going to do the right thing and set a good example for the guys around you, I think that's super important. But also just, being a good guy and, helping guys out, being a helping hand and, just having an open mind and a heart for all the guys in the room.
Okay. What's your go-to cereal?
That's a good one. I think Captain Crunch. Obviously, it may not be the best one for me, but I think that's a good one.
Yeah, right. I was expecting something a little more healthier or something, but
I'm not a huge cereal guy, to be honest. But
okay, what's your go-to the actual question is, what's your go-to breakfast?
I love a good, egg sandwich. But obviously you can't have a big egg sandwich every day. So just a couple eggs, some bacon, some toast, smoothie. Keep it simple for the most part.
Hey, do you have a favorite Halloween costume that you ever was?
I was always I was good for a football player every now and then. A big ninja guy. I went with the morph suit one year. It's that skin suit.
Yeah.
I love that. That was a good one.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Disney princess? We know you guys got one.
That's a good question. What's the girl? Cinderella. I think she's a good one. She's a good one. So yeah, Cinderella's a good princess.
Okay. I always go with Belle from Beauty and the Beast because
Nice.
it teaches that an ugly guy like me could just keep a girl locked up, and she might come around to loving you.
I think the girl from Tangled's pretty cute too.
Okay. I don't know if I know that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know.
It might be one of your young guys' Disney movies.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite actor or actress?
Matt Damon. He has so many good ones. I just recently watched Rounders.
Beauty
The
movie.
poker movie is such a good one. And Good Will Hunting. He's unreal.
Okay. Would you rather go to deep sea or outer space?
That's a good question. I think, deep sea's pretty scary. You don't know what's down there. But I think it'd be interesting. So I think, I'd go deep sea. That'd be pretty cool.
Okay. And spring, summer, fall, or winter, what's your favorite time of the year?
I think spring. I think, coming out of the winter, you're so pumped to see the nice weather, and, you get out on the golf course and, everything gets a little happier around. So I think that's a good time.
Okay. Coffee or tea person?
Sorry?
Coffee person or tea person?
Coffee. I love coffee.
Yeah, that's what you were saying about the Starbucks.
Yeah. Coffee guy for sure.
Cat or dog?
Dog guy. Not a huge cat person, to be honest.
No, they're gross.
Yeah.
I'm a dog person too. Right on cue is my dog bark.
Love it.
Got a French bulldog named Tupac.
Oh, that's a sweet name.
Yeah, right. My whole life I grew up wanting to have a dog, and when I got my first dog, its name had to be Tupac.
Nice. What's his nickname? Do you have one?
Oh, the dog's nickname?
Yeah.
Never even thought of that. No.
You just give him Tupac every time?
Just Pac. Yeah, just Pac.
Nice. Pac. Good.
Yeah. Pancakes or waffles if you had to eat one of them for the rest of your life?
I think waffles. I used to be a pancake guy. I've gotten into the Belgian waffle a little more now.
Early bird or a night owl?
Early bird. I like to wake up and get my day going.
Yeah, same with me, man. Get up early. Early bird gets the worm, right?
Exactly.
That's good. Well, don't be one of those guys that sleeps until noon and then expects people to be waiting around for you all day.
Oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, I got those friends. They drive me crazy.
Yeah, I can't really. I've never been able to sleep that late. I wake up at like 9 at the latest no matter how late I stay up.
Okay. Are you comedy movies or drama movies?
Drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Halloween or 4th of July?
4th of July for sure.
Okay, I bet. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Read people's minds.
Yeah, that's my answer too, because I want to know what the girl, my date thinks before she leaves me behind.
I love it. That's a good one.
Yeah. If you were flavor, what flavor would you be?
If I was a flavor?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I always go with mint. I always go with mint because I think that I'm mint.
Too.
I think that I'm mint. So.
All right, I'll do mint. I'll go with you.
Do you know what a Canadian tuxedo is? I
don't know.
Okay, it's like a jean denim on denim jacket jean combo.
Oh, do you have one of those?
No, I don't.
Oh.
No.
I've never heard of that. No.
You've never heard of it? Okay. It's a Canadian thing, I guess, like an Alberta Midwest thing.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm out of questions for you. So I appreciate you giving me the time. I hope that you had a good time.
Yeah, I did. Thanks for having me. It's been great.